All right, let me fix this, and we're back once again. And next time, I will make sure the microphone is muted before anything, before I have any live personal discussions, as I did not know that the microphone picked that up, and it shouldn't have been that loud. But anyway, let's get the party started. And we're back with my dentures once again. No, just kidding, guys. Okay. We're going to have to start back at the beginning, and Mr. Machine's sending me something because he said he had something cooking. And I want to see what he had cooking. So.
It's for Dakota.
Why'd you put it in my private thing if it was for Dakota?
Well, put it in, that way you can show them it's a surprise.
Oh.
You'd probably appreciate it.
Yeah, but now you're making me work at this.
Oh.
Because I can't.
We're so sorry.
Shucks.
No, because it's you pinned the message. I can't. It's not gonna come out right.
What do you need me to do?
See, if I copy the text, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's always been a problem with me. We'll paste it here. It never comes out right. There's Dakota's little blankie. His 5070 blankie.
$5070 Ti.
Bro, that's awful small. 5070
right.
Ti.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I hate to bust your bubble when they come out with the 60 series.
Mm-hmm.
You're only getting 16 gigabytes of VRAM on a 6070.
Yep, and that's probably the equivalent of what I have.
Yeah, but they're not thinking about doing a TI version, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean the Super.
No, the TI series.
Wow. Mine will last until 7000 series comes out, so I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna put anything in my sweat socks. But no, would you say you had oh, let's see, don't buy those right now. You can get by. Okay, Micro Center SSDs out of control.
It's so on video cards, it's the one. It says MSI announces a new RTX 5070 Ti. It's on the front page.
Okay. Are you talking about the 9950 X3D2 for $899?
Yeah, but it's on the front page. But if you look to the left, it shows the 5070 Ti, the special edition from MSI.
I guess I'm totally lost.
Okay.
I'm gonna do like this. We're gonna go to the action screen, and then you can tell me how lost I am.
Okay.
So it'll be coming up. But let's talk about this 9950X 3D2 for $900. 29% above the 9950X 3D. Hey there, Watery Events. Good to see you, man. Good to see ya. Hey, Jay. Been a while. Hope you're doing well. Well, yeah, if you want my honest opinion, I'm still dealing with the doctors right now, and they're talking spinal surgery. So, I mean, right now that's got me up into a frenzy and dealing with that and being on pain medication and everything else. It's just, it hasn't been easy for me ever since January. So, January changed my whole life, if you want to know. It's put me in a worse position than I was back in January. I mean, I know it was a slow kind of slippery slope, but that accident really pushed me into a very bad position. Now I got to worry about if I'm going to walk or not. That's the next thing that's on my mind. Everybody's like, "Don't mess with it. Don't have them mess with your spine, man. Don't have them do anything." I have to make a choice. It's either they don't mess with it and then I lose my ability to walk, or they mess with it and I still lose my ability to walk. What do you think's going to happen? Either way, I'm either in pain or out of pain. So I have to make that decision. Sorry, machine.
That's all right.
Since you brought this up to my attention, I knew about the 9950X3D2. I thought it was a fucking joke. Okay. This right here, this to me is the biggest joke in the world. Okay. So what? It's got, 96 gigabytes of 3D, X3D cache on one and the other. It's still going to run the same in the scheduler. They've already said this. So it's like running a 9950X3D, but with a little extra V cache or L cache, sorry. But it doesn't change. And they even said it's not even gonna. And here's the controversy: it's not even gonna. It's gonna give you the same performance as the other one did. But now you're spending what, a couple $100 more? Fuck that, man. I'd rather go and get that the new Intel processor, the 270. What is it? 270K plus. I'd rather go do that than buying that $900 miserable beast that you couldn't use. I'm a content creator. I could use it, but I really don't see needing it because the 9700X rocks as far as I care.
In no way.
Yeah, I mean,
that's not going to give you $500 more performance.
No, yeah, there you go. Come on, you say your mind, man. I want to hear it.
It's for, I don't know, but I don't even know how there's a case for it, to be 100% honest with you. For that much money, it's an enthusiast ship.
I've said this once and I've said this 1,000 times. Yeah, watery events. Yeah, watery events. It's something I can't ignore, man. Okay, here's the deal. And I told you about this machine. Now, I want you guys to hear. Okay. Here's the thing. Processors. If you run balanced on all the processors, you can have 15 different processors that have 15 different strengths and weaknesses. But at the end of the day, out of all those 15, if you run them the same, with the same GPU, same software, same everything, guess what? They're all going to be the same performance. Now with X3D, we all know you can't overclock it because once you start to put some heat to it, that's it. You start losing performance. And I've had a couple people already tell me about that, and I've already experienced that with the 5600 X3D. Once you put a little heat to it, it just doesn't hold up. But when you, like I did with the 5600 X3D, I undervolted it. It runs fine. It runs average, just like my 5700X. Both running the same way. Both are basically giving the same, almost the same performance. So bottom line, machine. Bottom line, it doesn't matter which one you run. It's still going to give you the same amount of performance. Some will give you in between 5 and 10%, yes. Depending on the platform you're on. The generational platform. But 9000 series, they got some games that where the 9700X is running equal to the 9800X 3D in performance. The only reason they give it a little bit more hype is because they overclock it and drive the piss out of it, just like they run it all with the 5090. This is not giving you real world performance. This is giving you short-term instability. You know that, machine?
Mm-hmm.
When they do testing, they do 60-second bursts. That's not real world gaming. Real world gamer is not going to run the PGZs out of their CPU and their GPU for many hours because they know that'll burn up the silicon. You have to run it in a balanced fashion. You run it balanced, it gives you a nice, steady FPS. The whole purpose of your FPS is not to have it wiggle, but to keep it streamlined as close as you can within the bottom line. Because if you can keep your average, it's streamlined, then you don't get all this waviness and all this bullshit you do. Everybody claims they get, stuttering and everything else. The reason why you get stuttering is because you're overdriving the piss out of your GPU. The only reason you're getting artifacts is because you're overdriving the piss out of your GPU. I know it because I did it with mine and I seen it, and I knew that's too much frequency for it to handle. So I toned it back, and it runs perfect. I don't need to run it at 3 gigahertz. I don't need to run it that high. It stays between 28 and 2850. Perfect frequency. But everybody just loves to drive the piss out of their stuff. They feel the reason they bought it and spent all that money is just to drive the piss out of it. And that's what these reviewers are doing. They're driving the piss out of these cards, trying to find every fault they can find. But that's not real world. That's not how you do it in the real world. You're supposed to run it on a balanced level. You're not supposed to be running it to where, it's going to catch fire. Because everybody now, the reason why, I guarantee this, machine, the reason why everybody's 5090 is catching fire is because they think they need to run it that hard to get that much level of performance out of it, which you don't.
I'd undervolt that thing and I'd leave it alone.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Real. Let's see. I might finally upgrade my 11700 to the 270K plus. I do more work with virtual machines than gaming anyway. Yeah. Well, that'll be perfect for you there, Water Events. That'll be perfect for you. I hear a lot of good things about the 270K plus. All I can tell you is a little hint. Your system RAM, 6,000 megahertz, CL28. Bottom line. Yeah, you can run it. You can run it up another 1,000 megahertz, but you might want to kind of mess around with it a little bit. You might be able to get it at 7,000 megahertz. Hopefully, you can get it right at about gear 1 at 7,000 megahertz. If Intel did what we thought they're going to do.
Yeah, gear 1 for Intel is 7,200.
Well,
with the new chips.
Well, that's if they did that.
Right.
We don't know for sure. Nobody's tested it like that just yet. Some people have tested it like that, but they didn't see much of results between 6,000 and 7,200. Maybe 2 or 3%. But that 2 or 3, every little percent counts, I think. So, but yeah, 270K plus. Hey, they gamed with it. They said it was pretty good on gaming. So, hey, you get a little bit best of both worlds.
Intel downloaded gaming drivers for the Pro B70 and 65, by the way.
Yeah.
But they're still not super strong.
No. So their RTX their GPUs are an RTX 4070 with 32 gigs of VRAM. Basically, right now. And the more they update it, the more they get it close to the 7900 XTX. So, hopefully they can get that kind of performance out of their B70.
Yeah, the B70 is about equal, to that, or the 7900 GRE.
No, because mine's stronger than 7900 GRE.
Yeah, it's within 3%. According to Tech Power Up, the 4070 is 3%.
Yeah,
less than the 7900 GRE, according to Tech Power Up.
Yeah, but they're only showing you rasterization. They're not showing you ray tracing.
Right.
So, and I've already heard it from many other reviewers. Once you hit ray tracing, 7900 GRE is gone.
Of course.
So, my little 4070 is still holding up, being discontinued and everything else. But they're not showing you the overclock version. They're showing you the regular standard version.
I wonder how the B70 shows how that does overclocking. But it's really expensive.
Yeah, it's $1,000.
It's not worth the money.
For 32 gigs of VRAM, and if it scales up anything like a 4080, right? With 32 gigabytes of VRAM for $1,000, hell yeah, that's worth it. Because you're looking at a 4080, it's $1,400. Even a 5080 is expensive.
Yeah, the B65 is not that strong.
No.
The 5050 is stronger than the B65.
Yeah, but the B70 is the bread and butter.
How much is the B70?
It's $1,000.
Yeah, so much money.
No, if it's got 32 gigs of VRAM, bro. You got to think about it just like that. I almost upgraded last month, but bought a dirt bike instead. My dad used it to race and found me a perfect 2018 for $2,600 bike. Got it for $2,600 and its cost is $4,000. Nice, sweet deal. That is a sweet deal. Okay. Now, machine. Getting back to this little thing.
Okay.
I'm gonna go backwards again. You said MSI graphics card.
Yeah, the MSI 5070 Ti, the new one.
Isn't that the one they put the GDR6 on it?
No.
Yeah, I think so.
No. I put it in Discord. Well, you put it in Discord.
Oh, did I? Is that the is? Oh man, I'm sitting there looking for it. It's right in front of my nose, dude. Oh, they tried to make it look like a Santa Claus kind of thing. If you
it's got the, yeah.
If you look at it, it looks like it's on a sleigh and stuff. Okay, so that's one you were talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Dakota would like it.
Let's see. $300 TDP. Now it's a single 16-pin power connector with the. Does that say with the 750 watt PSU recommendation? Wow, not bad. But it's not. Wait a minute. Yeah, it's the overclock version too. Interesting. But its boost clock's only 2572. Ooh, that sucks.
What's mine?
My boost clock's 2850, but if I overclock it, I go to 3060.
What do I have mine at? I gotta look.
That's what I'm saying. Ooh, that should be like approaching 3 gigahertz.
Mine's currently at 2600.
Oh, that's bad.
Well, it's not. You're realizing the whole thing. What do you mean that's bad? That's the tech.
Bro, I can run steady at 30 gigahertz or megahertz.
I have it overclocked by 400 megahertz.
Mine was supposed to be 21 something, 2160 or something like that.
Yep.
But the overclock version was 2580, I think.
My memory's at 16,000 megahertz.
Yeah, mine's at 12. No, mine's at 12 too. So.
Yeah, it goes up to 3,200 megahertz.
Yeah. Mine's 2520 megahertz at idle.
Yeah, mine's around 2625 at idle.
Now what this says boost clock is only at 2572.
Well, I also have the top version.
Yeah, that's true too.
So that one clock's higher.
Yeah, but I got the Asus version too, bro.
But it's the top. The top are designed. They're the highest.
Yeah, but you're using the newest model. I'm using last gen model. You're using a TI version. I'm using an OC version. Not even a super. So soup the nuts, bro. My 4070 is still rocking.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if people are wondering, you don't believe me, there it is. There's my base right there, 2520. And there's my base until I crank it up. So if I go and hit this right here, if I go and hit this at 800 and I hit, if I can see it, oh, that's why I can't see it. I hit apply. Now you can see my numbers jumped. Now, if I go to hit this at 1200 and hit apply, it went up again. Now, if I hit it at 1600 on the memory core, then this will be at the max. So I hit it at 0. I'm running stock, no overclocks, 0, 0, 0. End of story. So what's the base and the turbo for MSI Supreme 5090?
I almost got that card. Not the 5090, the 4070 Ti Supreme. 5070 Ti Supreme. I almost bought that over those.
Okay, let's see. 5090 Supreme. 5090. We'll look. Okay, so we got the SoC on it. System on a chip. Wow. Effective, you'd have to be boosted up at 1750. To get 28 gigabits per second effective. That's not bad. They did have, it looks like the boost clock was at 2407, but they moved it up to 2565. It jumped up 7%. And the base clock is 2017 megahertz. Unless you got an OC version, I would imagine. I mean, that's
during gaming, it's at 3172 megahertz consistently for mine.
Yeah, and pretty much that's what Dakota's going to be running at too. Should be 32, I would imagine. Some people were saying around 32.
Yeah, I could probably clock a little bit higher, but it seems to be stable right where I have it.
I do plus 1,000 on my memory. On the 5080, I think I used to get plus 1,600 on the 4070 Ti memory.
I can get 2,000 on the. I got my memory set up to 2,000 over on the 5070 Ti, and it's stable extremely well. 16,001 megahertz.
Yeah, but he's like he's in the 17s or 18s.
Okay. Well, it's 30 gigabits per second on the 5080. It's the fastest memory out of all of them.
Yeah, his bandwidth is 1.79 terabytes.
Yeah.
Terabits per second. He's got a 512-bit bus. I mean, the T flops on this is 1.744. That's sick. That is some massive shite. And he's got like 680 tensor cores on that thing. Damn. Makes me rethink my society, man. I mean, just looking at the TMU 680, looking at the ROPS 176. I mean, that's sick enough right there. That tells me everything. Yeah. That tells me to stay away from it because I'd be too dangerous to run it. That's what it would tell me. I'm too dangerous to run it. On my 5080, I'm at plus 385 plus 2000. Not bad.
Very close to what I've got. Yep, very, very close.
Hello there, Dare D. Good to see you. Welcome to the live stream. Now that we're all talking about something that everybody really likes. And it's called all this overclocking.
You don't like.
Oh yeah, you're definitely, your electric company is definitely looking at you there, Dakota. Especially the suggested PSU being 950 watts or greater. You're probably running 16,000 watt PSU with a 1,000 watt graphics card. So you got about 15,000 watts free until you get your electric bill. Then it's down to like $13.99. So, but yeah, man, that's a sick old graphics card right there. Most definitely. So see, the thing I'm looking at right now is nobody's really talking about the 9950 X3D2. You notice that? Once the word got out that the price was $900, everybody lost their minds. I mean, totally lost their minds. Now I'm dangerous. I'm running 1,000 watts. Well, there you go. You're running 1,000 watts. There you go.
Oh. When you got a dirty Pepsi.
Damn, bro. You could wipe off the top, you know.
Yeah. What's in it? Vanilla? Oh, it looks awful. It's like vanilla cream soda with Pepsi.
Yeah, I heard something about that. It's supposed to be like a creamsicle. Well, that's what I heard. The clock, and YOLO, good to see you. Welcome back. The clock speed's a little higher than on a 9950 X3D2. You're only getting a few percent higher FPS.
So, then what's the purpose of the tip?
You ask them, machine. You ask them what the purpose is.
Why is that? Why is that even a thing?
What's the purpose of it if you're just going to use it for content creating? You're not going to be looking at your FPS while you're sitting there making your videos, are you?
Yeah, but what does that give you over the Intel, the new one?
The 270K plus?
Yeah, for the price. I'm talking about like price to performance here.
I'll be honest with you. The way I look at it, and this is the way I look at it,
okay.
I think you'll get better gaming with the 270K plus. You don't, and people keep getting this wrong. You guys can argue with me all you want about this, but unless you're doing CAD work or you're doing video editing and stuff like that, for gaming, the L cache is just not needed. They've been running back years ago, they were running 1 meg of L cache. Then two, and this is a L0. They're running a meg of L0. Then they go up to 4 megs of L2. You know, and trust me, I've been there, seen it, done it. And those processors didn't have any kind of real L cache on it. And they still gamed. I remember going to Walmart and getting Aliens versus Predator and playing that on the 80286. That game, I souped up the 286 in the BIOS, and that game rocked ass. I played that for hours upon hours. And I did, you know what I did it with? Integrated graphics. I played it on integrated graphics. And one of the bubble tube monitors, CRT. So when it goes back into the day, and somebody asked me, what was it? On a chat site, I can't remember what the chat site was. They asked me a big list of questions, and there was just one question with the big list. Have you ever used any of these operating systems? And they had like 13 or 14 different types of operating system. And by each one, you just yes or no. Yes, 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 yes. I got tired of saying yes. I really did. And I even wrote in the ones they didn't have in there. That sucks. Y'all raise your hand. How many have used MS-DOS?
Me.
How many have you used Unix? Not Unix, Unix. How many have used Microsoft First Original Unix? Not Unix, Unix. I have. So when it comes to operating systems, I've used it from back when they first was bottle feeding PCs. Back when the hard drive was weighing about 80 pounds. So you get what I'm saying. Some of the hard drives even before then were 300 pounds. They were stacked with disks. Stacked. That's how much space they needed just for a program. So, yeah. I even go back to the tape drive where you had to record your data onto a tape drive. And then you had to, if you want to use that program, you had to play it over a tape drive. So tell me anybody out there that's going back that many years.
There's probably nobody left alive, Jake.
Yeah, I know. For real, right?
Dakota has.
Yeah. Well, I was reading to see how many everybody was using all that. So go back and put yourself back into that day when you first started your adventure on PCs. Look back into the past. Bring yourself and then snap yourself right here to today and what we got. And I guarantee you're going to tell every one of those people that are whining to shut up. Everyone that is whining, you just tell them to shut up. Because they know nothing about slow speeds. I mean, a snail travels how many miles per hour? That's about how slow the PCs were back then. Snail speed. You had to wait and wait and wait and wait for it to do the data, wait. You know, you'll be lucky to get your PC down to 2 minutes for an initial startup. Back when they first started coming out. You remember that machine?
Yeah.
I remember that.
I remember having to put in 5.5-inch floppy disks in order to start my computer.
I remember you had to use a tape drive in order to start your computer. That's old.
Uh-huh.
So, well, look
going back a little bit here.
Yeah.
The Intel Core 7 270K Plus is 1/3 the price. It offers nearly identical productivity performance.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Like, it doesn't make sense to get the other one.
I know. And that's what I'm recommending to everybody is the 270K Plus gives you the same real world performance when it comes to the other side of the field. Content creating and everything else.
You can get a motherboard, not RAM. For the same price as just the chip. You can probably get an SSD, your motherboard, and the chip all together. But the same price as just the AMD chip.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
Not the RAM, though.
No, not the RAM, not the RAM. You know.
But if you already have the RAM, DDR5, you throw that in there.
Yeah, it's just a just switch your system and you're good to go.
It's just crazy. Well, they have Tech Harp has a benchmark for the 9950X3D too.
Yeah, I know it does, but I ain't gonna look. The reason why I ain't gonna look because it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it when you can buy something that's 1/3 of the cost and still get better performance of something that's 1/3 of the cost. Now that is price to performance right there. So I think AMD needs to take a step back and really rethink that extra 3D cache being on there. If it's worth making it more than the price of a car. You can buy a decent used car for the same damn price.
The Geekbench score is 3,553 for single core and 24,340 for multi-core for the 6.5 version of Geekbench.
Right.
7% improvement over the previous, just the X3D and the 9950X3D. Just 7%.
Yeah, but to me,
it costs 75% more for 7% more performance.
Right.
And that just doesn't make sense. 200 watts. No, it's more than that. 250 watts.
Is it really worth the 250 watts that you're expending of energy to actually do that? I don't know. I really don't think that it's worth that extra 250 watts. Because look at it this way. I can run between 31 and 88 watts on this 9700X and still hold the same damn performance. If they ran both of those CPUs side by side on the same everything, same motherboard, same SSD and everything, and ran it at the same level of performance, not talking about overkill performance, I'm talking about standard right level performance, just standard performance, they both run the same. One might have 32 megs of L cache, but you got one that's at what, 188 megabytes of L cache?
No. It's 33 for the 270K.
Yeah, but if you look at it at the end of the day, man, level of performance, if you ran both of them balanced, they're going to run exactly the same. So it's not going to matter each one. If you're running at 4K, you're not really going to see a difference. If you're running that CPU with something else and you're using, like I do, the 4070, you're not going to see a difference. You're not going to see too much of an uplift. You're not. That doesn't mean that the CPU is taking out the GPU. No. It's putting everything right at the normal level of performance. Something that you're going to run for, let's say you want to run it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you're not going to overclock that to the max and run that like that, because you're going to burn that CPU out if you ever do that. We all know this. So don't get in the chat and start making up fibs. I'm going to tell you all that right now. Be honest when you're saying what you're going to say. And I'm telling you, I would never overclock my CPU if I'm going to run it 24/7. I would never overclock it. Undervolt, yes. I know they still consider that an overclock, but oh well. At least I'm not putting a lot of heat into my CPU. I'm running it average. See, I can run it at 51C if I ran it on idle 24/7. Well, actually, no. I'm wrong. 44C on idle. And I can run that 24/7 like that. So I don't kill my CPUs. And I'm not going to kill my GPU.
So the 3EB cache doesn't do much with production tasks.
No.
So I'm not understanding.
The only level you're getting is the cores.
Right.
The amount of torture you can put on the cores. That's all you get.
The quick sync, it has I'm reading through this.
Quick sync is
integrated
Intel.
NPU, which helps accelerate modern AI-driven editing tools.
That's for Intel only.
Yeah. It works good with H.264 and HVAC.
Yeah, because the thing is when you're, let's say you're streaming, right, and you don't have a GPU that has AV1 encoding, so it's a helper to the H.264 streaming.
Okay.
So it's all running through your CPU instead of your GPU. Oh, that reminded me. I think I'm running H.264 too, if I remember right, because every time it seems that for some reason, no, I'm actually AV1. It actually stuck this time. OBS has been like a frog in the wind. It kept putting me on H.264 and running on my CPU.
So my question is, what workloads would have you using multi-core workloads? Like what?
It would have to be something that has a lot of workers that are running in the background for programming. It would have to be a lot of CAD work if you're doing design work and stuff like that. To where if you got AI running in the background, it's going to utilize all 16.
But if you're just doing content creation or video editing, you don't need all that.
No, because basically you only need like 2 or 3. But
it's just I'm just trying to figure out what the purpose of the chip is. It's almost like, hey, it's like a high dollar amount chip for just enthusiasts.
Okay, well, let me make this point clear. This neural processing unit, the NPU that's built into the processor, is only designed to support integrated graphics. There is no NPU that is designed on the market right now to support discrete graphics cards. They have not done it. And if they done it, then you guys let me know in the chat, because I haven't seen it yet. I haven't heard anything of anybody saying there's a different kind of support system, that it's now supporting discrete graphics cards. Nobody's saying that. They build it onto the CPU. What is it doing? If you're not using the integrated graphics, some people turn off the integrated graphics support. They don't use it because it's a waste. It heats up the chip too much. Heats up the CPU. I disabled mine because it has truthfully no meaning and purpose. Unless my 4070 goes out, then it has a purpose. But until then, it doesn't have a purpose. So I don't run mine. It has no support value. What is it going to support? It doesn't have a neural processor on this. 9700X does not have a neural processor on it. Okay. Now the 270K Plus does, but and I made a video on this. What is the purpose? They don't use it for nothing.
It says it's for AI workloads.
Yeah, but you're gaming. You're gaming.
Where's gaming? Probably nothing.
Where's the AI workload when you're gaming?
Nothing yet. That might change in the future. But your graphics card can probably handle all that.
Well, yeah. Dirty says, is it worth doing anything but Expo on your RAM? Does OC help FPS? I'm going to be honest with you. I got mine set at 6000 CL28. I have Expo on. I've had Expo on ever since I picked this, got this motherboard from Mr. Machine, and it's running with the 9700X, and it's been running fine. And if you're wondering about the speed, truthfully, opening and closing pages on the internet are a little bit faster than my AM4 system, yes. So not by much, but the startup times between the two systems, my AM4 system starts up faster than this one does. Because this one does RAM checks in the background before it starts up. So basically the system resets itself, checking the RAM. Every time I do a startup, it checks the RAM. Now, my other one, it only does it once, but when you pull the power, then it'll do it again. But that's Asus compared to MSI. So,
did you see Dakota's comment?
I stuck a magnet to my hard drive, made it faster.
It's RGB for hard drives.
Bro, if you stuck that on those plates, you ain't got a hard drive left.
It just made it faster.
No, it actually makes it stand still because now the motor can't move the plates because the magnet's holding the plates in one spot. And then what happens after that is you burn out the motor because the magnets is holding the plates in one spot. And as it's holding the plates, it's actually sucking the information off of that one area that you got the magnets on. It's just sucking it right off of there. So basically whatever you put on there, it turns it blank. So that means it'll make it inaccessible. That means you'll have to write a new a new master boot record and everything else on there. So it's not worth destroying your stuff, man. Seriously. So when the NPU becomes more common, they might handle NPC AI games, I guess. Oh yeah, we were talking about that earlier, about Nvidia doing that neural compression.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got a whole article on it. I need to put it on Discord. The whole Nvidia testing and the whole, like, it's got the math and everything in there. It's like 50 pages.
Yeah, I read something around all that.
Yeah. It's quite fascinating.
But it's not going to be for the 40 series. They already said that. It's going to be for the 50 and above.
That sucks.
Yep. So if MTBK brought that to my attention, he says, if I ever want to move forward in my channel, you're going to have to get a 50 series card. And I said, yep, I know. That's in the pipe. That's in the pipelines. I might do it like some reviewers and just get a 5090 and trash it like everybody else does, just trashes it. What do you all think? Should I do that?
It did give you views. I don't know if it's worth $3,000 to do that, but
bro, if I'm going to spend that kind of money, I'm going to get me a goddamn car before I ever get me a 50 fucking 90.
Drill hole in it, yeah. Just drill hole in it and help it breathe. You just need to undervolt it and have it RGB on it. It'll make it faster.
Because I would have to take out the 12 volt 2x6 they got in there. And I have to put in two big lugs, one for the positive, one for the negative. 12 for 12 gauge wire that runs 1200 watts, or maybe 1/0 to where it runs 2000 to 4000 watts. Putting this little dinky wire bullshit in there does not work.
Just got to wire it up so that way you can plug it right directly into the wall.
Well, if you think about it like this, if you run a car amplifier, it comes with 3 connections. It comes with the remote connection, comes with the ground connection, and the positive connection. Now, if they would have done the graphics card like that and ran it directly to the power supply like that, and you can use your own power wires, and they can save a ton of money, not even having to build the connectors. I mean,
but it won't look good in your case with all these thick wires in there.
No, because that's what they got shrink tube for, bro. I mean, that's why they got the mesh wrap. I mean, I think running 2 big lugs and giving it every bit of the 1200 watts that the cables can handle is safer than running each individual 22 gauge wire that they run. And it doesn't even equal up to what? It doesn't even equal up to 10 gauge. To run 600 watts off of 10 gauge. The amount of copper that's in all those wires for those connections, it's not enough to equal up to 3 feet of 10 gauge. It's not. They're misleading everybody. And I'm telling you all this straight up. They're using the wrong connectors. They could have made a special connector that held 8 gauge and put it right to that GPU. Put 2 big lugs right on there to that GPU, then spreaded the power off. No, they didn't. They wanted your graphics card to catch fire. What's that movie, that girl that catches fire? Y'all remember that movie where that girl catches fire and she has to go in and fight with a bow and arrow and stuff? You remember? I can't remember the name of it.
Is this from the 70s or something?
No, this is from now. Everybody should know the movie.
I play video games, so I don't watch movies.
Well, everybody should know this movie. I want to see if somebody's going to come up with the name of the movie. I'm going to see if y'all are going to come up with the name of the movie. And they should rename the movie and put a big graphics card right there and pull the girl out of the movie.
Nvidia never makes mistakes. They're perfect. Remember, it's the people that make the mistake. It's not Nvidia. Pocahontas?
Hello, Dr. Blitz. Good to see you, man.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. That's what it is. I concur.
Pocahontas. Yeah.
On fire.
Well, actually, you're keeping it clean. That's good. That's good. No, I'm trying to remember that movie though. That was a good movie. I can picture what it is, but I can't say what it is. For some reason.
Is it it's a superhero movie, isn't it?
Nope.
Yeah, but there's the other lady that turns into a fireball.
Yeah, we're not talking about that one. Come on, guys. You know what the Hunger Games is. Oops. Too late. I already said it. See, now, if you think about it, that movie reminds me of the 5090. Hard at work, but catching on fire. They just had on the, what was it, on the news not too long ago. Guy was running the 4090 for like 4 years, and all of a sudden it started burning up. But his cat, you were telling me that, man.
What?
His cat caught the. You were telling me the story about that. The guy was away from his PC and his cat was.
Yeah, that was Frame Chasers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm not talking about him, dude.
I know. I'm just letting you know. That's what happened with him.
Yeah, well, when somebody bashes another reviewer like that, especially one that was helping him, and a good guy too, I ain't got nothing to say about that fucking asshole. You know, don't sit there and when the dude's helping you out, don't sit there and bash him. He's saving your $5,000 GPU. Don't sit there and bash him. Nitpick him about, oh, the pads are wrong. Oh, it didn't use too much thermal paste. Man, fuck off. I'm serious.
I know. I got something for you on Discord.
Oh, you're picking my head. Oh, that'll work.
Yeah.
Should, instead of the girl, you should put a graphics card there.
Yeah. And have the instead of the swirls, you just have the 2x6 on fire going around in a circle.
Yeah. Okay, Yellow says he was in the toilet. On the toilet or in the toilet? Okay, we got to clarify this. He was in the toilet or on the toilet? Because if he was in the toilet, bro, he's fighting the tidy bowl man there. If he was swimming in the toilet, I want to know. So, I figure I'm just asking. No, don't get me wrong. I have no problem with no reviewers, whatsoever. But when you start, when somebody does you a solid and repairs your stuff, and then and tells you got a 30-day money back warranty, then you turn and he tells you don't take it apart for 30 days. What do? Take it right apart. I don't care. I'm going to take it apart. The subscribers paid the money for it. I don't care. Basically what you're saying. Now, I'm not doing this as a bashing because Machine bought me this motherboard. You don't see me taking parts off of it, do you? You don't see me adding more to it, do you? No, I'm using the product. You don't see me making a little special Ouija board for the 9700X, do you? No. Just wanted to be on the overclocker kind of thing, don't you know, man? Knows nothing about overclocking. I'm going to tell you that straight up because he wasn't even probably born in my era. And overclocking was done on the motherboard. And you had to do it special ways to overclock it. And unlock the motherboard BIOS if you didn't know how to do that. Because back then, they didn't have the internet. So, you get what I'm saying now, right? Machine? Guys? Back then, you have no roadmap. Nothing was made up for you.
No internet.
No internet.
No Google search to figure things out for you.
Nope. You had one big book from Microsoft, and that was it.
I remember those Windows 95 books that were like 150 pages.
Oh, the dummy books?
Yeah, no, the actual physical manual.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
At the computer stores.
Well, the one.
Windows 95, yeah, it showed you how to do every single thing.
Well, the one I was talking about was 7 books.
Yeah.
And they're about 600 pages per book.
Well, that's your favorite operating system of all time is Windows 95.
Actually, no, it was Windows 1.0A.
I know 95 was awful.
Oh yeah, 95 A, B, and C was awful. There's three iterations.
I like Windows 3.1 the best.
Windows 3.1, yeah.
Yeah, before 95. It's so simple. It's easy to use.
Well, 1.0A was on a tape drive.
Ah.
3.1 was pretty good too because
that was early 90s.
Yeah, because there was no slop with it. You had no internet, no BS, just a direct connection from PC to PC, B to B. So he soldered another connector onto his card and blew it up. No, Yellow. He said no, it wasn't. Now, understand this. Go back into his second video and look at his first video. He said on his second video, he never plugged it in. On his first video, said he had both of them connected. Which is it? I would never do a dumb mistake like that. Especially knowing that the pins, even knowing that the pins are reversed. I don't have a 5090 to tell you, but from what I heard from Tony, he says, don't do it.
Yeah, he said that.
Tony said, don't put a second connector in that.
Yep.
It's not designed for it.
It's a really good little show if you guys haven't seen it.
Northwest Repair. He's a good guy. Y'all go check him out.
Check him out, man.
Yeah.
He's down to earth too. He's like just a good guy.
Let's see. I miss the days of cross flashing on the motherboard. Yeah. Oh, on the board, the higher models and unlocking the features of more expensive ones. Yeah, I remember those days too. But they're done and gone. They done locked everything up and threw away the freaking keys. Should know that by now. Yeah, I mean, so have I there, Yellow. Most definitely, man. He's a good guy. He works. Look, he saves GPUs.
Yeah.
I mean, if mine went out, let's say mine burned up, which I would know how to repair it. But these peepers right here, I couldn't see to do it anymore. I would have to ship mine out to Tony and have him do it. But you know what? There would be a lot of appreciation for him to do it. But right now, my graphics card's working fine. So I'm not the kind of person that's going to modify my graphics card. I don't feel the need to. I've already took this Eagle apart. Was it the Eagle? I've already did a video on repasting this Eagle. There.
3060?
Yeah. I already did a video on repasting it because it needed it. It was dry.
Oh yeah. That thing was thermal throttling.
Which I'm going to have to send a message over to Tony too. And see if he knows where I can get the 0.75 thermal pads. That's what I was looking for, was the 0.75s.
You can get them on Amazon.
No, you can't. They are hard to find, dude.
Huh. Okay.
They have the 1s and the 1.25s. I can't get the 0.75s for some reason.
So why would you need them for that car?
Because if the pads start to disintegrate, you got to change out the pads. Usually,
Wouldn't a 1.25 be enough?
No, because you got to remember the compression. Okay, when you put the PCB on and you compress it to the heat sink, you can't have any gap in where the die is. You know, the GPU die, it's got to meet equally. It's got to be compressed equally for the pads around on the chips and for the GPU die itself. Because if the GPU die is too far away, you'll cause hot spots. You'll cause your GPU die to overheat and the hot spot to be twice as hot. So you got to be really careful in what pads you use for those memory chips and wherever else they put them from the factory for that. It has to be the same thickness to the millimeter. And if you don't have a millimeter gauge, I do. I have a millimeter gauge, so I need to get me a digital millimeter gauge. I'd rather go digital so I can get it right down to the decameter or whatever you want to call it. But
1.5 won't work either?
1.5 is too thick, bro.
You said 1.75.
No, I said 0.75.
Oh.
Not 1.75, 0.75. Those are really hard pads to find, unless you order them from China. Using a pencil to overclock your Athlon. Yeah. Yeah, because of the lead that's in between there, you can use they used to use the lead pencils. They used to be able to make a little line. Depends on how long the line is. With that lead, you can use it as a resistance. You can use it as the lead as a resistor. I remember those old day kind of tricks. You would take and get a breadboard, and you can take and the shavings of your lead pencil and put glue at the base and just shave it right on that glue all the way across. Leave two ends that's open and put two leads on it, and you can measure resistance. You can use it as a temporary resistor, but not as a power resistor. Forget it. It's not going to work as a power resistor, just a regular resistor running millivolts. Little tricks. You know that machine? Little tricks. Just like in your car, you know, for the security thing, you know how to bypass it? You take a PCB breadboard, you get potentiometers, which have variable resistors. They're variable resistors. You take and put 6 of them in line, right? You got a ground point and you got a ground point, you got a center tap, and then you got your lead in. So your lead in would go to your lead out. No, your lead in would go to your center tap, and then it would jump over into the next one. So you jump one by one, and the other leg would be to resistance of ground, 1K resistor to ground. So what you do is there's only 2 wires that go in for that controller, because it's just a magnetic controller. It reads resistance between your key and the sensor. So all I did was, I had a truck that was like that and I couldn't get it to start. I chopped it off. I chopped the end of the connector off. Just chop it off. And that made me a little bored. And all I did was, until I can find the right resistance, I just kept turning the key on and off, and just turning each one and tuning each one until I found the right resistance. And when I did, boom, it fired off. So, yeah, I know this is a PC channel, but, you know, there's little tricks like that.
I found your pads.
Bro, you know we're on the air, man. Nobody needs to know I got pads.
Alibaba has them.
Yeah, that's true.
But you have to buy 1,000 of them.
What?
10 cents a piece. They do custom ones too. Bulk. Well, you never run out of pads.
Yeah, but that's $100, isn't it?
That's $100. You get 1,000 of them. You can probably resell them since they're so hard to find and make profit. Know what I mean? That's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It is for real. Okay. Now, going back through my list, wherever I freaking put it, I think I had hid the list. Okay. So going back through my list, I just said that, right? Going back through my list. Guess what? I'm going back through my list. Okay. Let's see. All right. Now I'm going back through my list. We talked about neural compression rendering. Something new that Nvidia is going to be doing with the 50 series. Now, the 40 series bros like myself, don't get excited. It ain't going to happen. So, the only way it's going to happen is you get something from AMD or Intel. That's the only way that's going to happen for the 40 series. Okay. Now, talking about the amount of months of me, the 5700X versus the 9700X, I've only not noticed a 5% uplift between the two. That was my final call with that. Now, the Minority Report and talking and predicting the future, possible, probable, everybody's delusional, but, you know, depends on where your hot take and your ratings are. We all know that it's going to float up and down about system RAM. We already know what the future is going to be looking like when they start bringing online at 100% all these data centers. We all know that Microsoft and the rest of them are going to push to put everybody on the cloud. They're going to make the cloud a permanent thing. The most dangerous place you can be is in having your PC in somebody else's server. The most dangerous place to be is having your system connected to a main server, which is connected your operating system into their server. Most dangerous place to be. There's no security when it comes to that. You are going to be on your own when you play up in the cloud, especially when there's a lot of hacking going on right now. And that's even in the cloud, because that's how they're getting into people's PCs. That's a lot of money to be spending out. And, you know, truthfully, I'm going to be honest with y'all. If they go to the cloud, my PC comes off of the internet. I'm going to run a garbage PC on the internet. I'll content create with it and everything else, but I'm live streaming on a garbage PC. But I really can't, risk my PC to be on the, in the cloud. And we all know that the cloud is several storage drives that's remoted off of somebody else's, their little hub. We really can't. What's the whole purpose of having a PC if you're going to remote into another PC just to use an operating system? I cannot see it. It's a garbage way to think. Right, Machine?
Mm-hmm.
Well, think about it. If your PC, the only way you're going to get the operating system is if you connect to the internet and you connect to their website, and they're making you pay monthly for that website, like let's say $40 a month for you to use your operating system. Do you think that's fair? So you got to pay $40 a month just to use the operating system that's on your PC? So that means
I would go to a console and pay $15 a month.
I would believe it or not, I would go to Android. They make a program for Android for PC. And that's free. So you can use Android. You can go to Linux. Like I said, Linux has many different distros. Depends on what you'd like to use. But from what I'm seeing in the future and the possibilities and the probabilities and the delusionals, which everybody's being delusional right now by overpricing everything, but they're doing it for a reason. One, they're doing it because people that own older systems are not upgrading. So they're going to jack the prices to the moon for the people that are buying because the other people ain't buying. People are not going to throw away their PCs that still run just because Microsoft puts into the operating system that you have to have a special CPU in order to get their operating system. But what happens when Windows 12 comes out and none of us understand this? None of us will have enough neural processing on our CPUs to even make it for Windows 12. You can't count on your discrete graphics card because it does not connect. It does not connect. The first line is your CPU, and then your GPU is the second line. Because you got to remember the computation goes through your CPU and then gets shoved to your GPU through the what? Y'all know what the answer to that is? It switches back and forth. Your PCIe lanes. So it comes down to the point of this. If we're going to be forced in the next couple years to a different operating system we're not going to want, because they say, well, we're going to make Windows better. How much of a lie is that going to be? Machine, how much of a lie is this?
Well, the way that I look at it is if they decide to do that and 90% of the PCs can't run Windows, they're going to lose all of their money because nobody's going to buy and they can't afford brand new systems.
Why? They're on corporate cloud. That's where they make most of their money.
Correct. So all the regular consumers are going to be out.
Maybe they're doing it by maybe this is by design.
Well, some of those corporate people have home accounts.
Well,
their families use Windows and now they can't anymore. That's going to piss them off.
No, because they can turn around and isolate it. All Microsoft has to do is say and inject the code like they did on Windows 95 to erase it, so you couldn't use it. They did that on the Windows 95 in the beginning because they wanted everybody on Windows 98, so they injected a code to Windows 95 through the new World Wide Web, and it turned around and locked everybody out from their 286 PCs. So they had no other choice but to go to Windows 98. That was a big controversy about that. Microsoft screwed up really bad about that. But ever since then, they said it's going to be about the apps. Everything was about the app. And then it just grew from there, and now everything's about the spam that they put in there. Revenue sources. Click on this, click on that, click on this, click on that. Get so tired of it. That's what's eating our performance up on our PCs. And they say they're going to make our PCs better and faster. Doing what? How many operating systems have they gone through and said the same song and dance? It's always like this. Truth, collapse, repeat. Truth, collapse, repeat. So what that means is that they try to sell everybody on the truth, their truth. And as everybody watches the operating system collapse, and guess what? It repeats itself over again. Every operating system, it's the same repeat. So that's the reason of the tower, guys. That's the reason why I got the tower series going on. Is because this is what the tower series is about. Truth, collapse, repeat. If you look on the screen down here, or down, however, right here, right about here, says it right there. Truth, collapse, repeat. I tried to get it right. My coordination's not the best in the world. So that's the reason why I changed up my subtitling down at the bottom of the, for the video. Is the reason why is because it's just everybody needs to know that it's not going to get any better from now until the only way they're going to get this AI stuff out of their system is when they realize, these big companies realize, they start losing a lot of money. And they start losing it in the wrong direction. And that's when they're going to wake up. It's going to take them 2 or 3 years, but because they're dealing, their stocks, they can, sell the stockholders on anything. They can try to sell their grandma's golden teeth to them, and they would buy it. So it's just my opinion, guys, and trust me. Okay, everything that I said tonight about the other reviewers, hey, that's between those two. They have to deal with the truth. I don't have to deal with it because it's not my equipment. So I'm not really going to elaborate anymore on it. So it's said and done. I just said my 2 cents on it. No harm, no foul. You know what I mean, Machine? No harm, no foul. I said my 2 cents in a story.
Yep.
So there ain't no sense of bringing that back up.
I sent you something in Discord, in your personal Discord.
Oh. Well, you already showed me that one, bro.
Well, it's another one. It's the one on the bottom.
Oh, the pads.
Yeah, you can order the specific size you want in the sheet, and you can cut it to fit. They do make custom sets for GPUs.
Oh, I think I heard about these people too.
Yeah.
Oh, they're out of the 0.75.
Yep.
Yeah, because
For now, but that can get back into stock, so it's just something you can save for later.
well, they got the 1 millimeters, but I wouldn't want to risk putting a 1 millimeter in there. I would have to measure the ones that are in there. I think I measured 0.75 on it.
Okay.
Because I think I had one of the pads were starting to disintegrate a little bit.
Okay.
That's the reason why I was bringing that up. Is because if it starts to disintegrate like that, I want to be able to have a replacement. Good to go. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
It's a gigabyte. I'm looking to see if they got the custom sets. It's only for the higher up cards, the 3090s and 3080s.
Well, I'm not worried about the custom set, bro, because I can turn around. I can custom set them myself.
Well, yeah, you can just get the sheet and cut to fit. So,
yeah.
They're expensive. Not the sheet. The sheet itself is cheap. The customs are expensive. I think $50 for a 3090.
YouTube is a boob. They get upset about me having my bit rate up too high. They get upset about me having my bit rate too low. Well, they can bite this because my bit rate ain't changing. If I have a high bit rate, that's given more for the video. So, I mean, I'm not going to complain about 20 megs of bit rate. So, because I definitely got plenty enough. I got 1,000 megs. That's it. That's if I get another router. But I'm afraid to get a router now. The government's put a clamp down on the routers. So I don't know. I don't know if I should get a router or not. Government put the clamp on the routers. That's crazy. Nobody's saying nothing, bro. What's going on with that?
It's been over 2 hours.
Has it?
Yeah.
Oh, it has. Oh, yeah. Damn. I forgot because we cut off of the one and
yeah.
I didn't look at the time. All right, bro. What do you think? We should call it here?
Sure.
I know we got done boring y'all to sleep and everything else, and I know y'all are snoring in the background over there. We know this. So we tried our best, come up with something different. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. Machine, go ahead and say your love and goodbyes.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for being on.
That's it.
Sure.
All right, everybody, like Machine said, you all have a great evening. Wednesday next week, 6 p.m. We'll see you on that. And don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button to keep me and YouTube busy. And maybe Mr. Machine, too. You never know.
Yeah.
You too there, /build. You have a nice night as well. Until the next time in the next video, guys, guess what? We'll see you on the next one.
Never slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.